Hello, cellos. This is a tutorial for part 6 of the Nutcracker. And I'm going to just start at the beginning and work my way through most all of these pieces. Then we'll do a playthrough together at the end. This part is specifically written for people with less experience. So I'm going to go through and add a few things like fingerings if you're not sure. For instance, on the Waltz of the Flowers, that first D is a 1. G, of course, is open. But at letter C, or going just before letter D, 4 measures, that's actually going to be a B is 3. Then the next note is a B flat, which is 2. The next note is A, which is 1. And then D is also 1. So those 4 measures before D will look like. And then we switch to pizzicato, plucking. And in all of that, you want to stay right on top of the clicks that are happening on the track. But one thing I would recommend doing is actually writing in your part anytime that it's changing to pizzicato or arco, right big, because it's hard to see that tiny little print. At letter D it says pizz, at letter E it says arco, at letter F it says pizz again, at letter G it's arco again. And I actually write it in big letters so that I can see it from 3 feet away and be able to play through. Another accidental, the sharp in measure 199, the second page, third line from the top bottom, you have A, and then A sharp, which is also 2, and then B, which is 3. So that line, starting at 197, will be. So most of the notes are just in first position, but every now and then a B flat or an A sharp is second finger on the G string, in case you haven't run into that yet. In the next song, The Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, there's one section at letter N with the D sharp E, C sharp D. If you can move your hand up, not the 4th position, but with second finger there, so low 4th or high 3rd position. So D sharp would be 3, E would be 4, C sharp would be 1, D would be 2. Then you don't have to move your hand for that whole line. So once you get at letter N, when you finish then move your hand up. I would put my hand right here on the edge of where the cello meets the neck. And then 2 is going to be on a D. And it happens twice. And then if you can't get back to that pizz right away, it's okay to skip the first pizz. But get back to the B's. When we get to letter O, those little notes that say cello 4, that's a cue. We don't play those. Somebody else is going to play them, but you need to listen for them. And when you hear somebody else go da 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 da, it'll actually B-A-G. So when they land on that E, that's the beginning of our next section. And this one, we want to keep the bow really short. And if you can, play it above the middle of the bow. That's better. So even all the way out to the tip, that might be kind of hard. So just stay around the middle, but keep it super short. And watch out for the trap in measure 265, 8th note, 16th. So 8th note, 16th. So this is 1 and 3 and, if you're counting in 4. If you're going in 1 E and 2 E and it's 1 and 2 E. 1 E and 2 E and bum. So all of those, listen for the rhythm. Even when you're plucking, it's going to. There's that A sharp again. And so forth and so on. And then when you then skip up to that, because otherwise there's a big gap between E and C sharp. It's easier if you can just do them all here. You have C sharp D, E flatted E, or C sharp D, D sharp E. Going on to the next song, the Arabian dance. There's a long part in the beginning where we're not playing, so we'll have to think or count. And on the tutorial, I'm going to let it play through, but when you're practicing, you might want to just start with. I know it says down, 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 down. I don't know if I like down, down. I might just go down. It's okay to go back and forth. I'm going to make that decision and tell everybody. Otherwise, you'll be going down and retake between everyone. And then when it gets to... You can play the D in first position before letter V, or you can play it as a harmonic, half string harmonic. At V and on to the end, if you can play both strings at the same time, soft and gentle, that's good. If you have to pick just one, pick one or the other. You don't want it to be one. You want it to be even. If you can't play double stops even, pick just one and play it even. It's more important to stay soft and even, and you can change the bow as often as you need to, because it's going to be a long time until at the very end when he says and off. That's when you stop. In the Trepak, this is going to be a fast song, so it's kind of 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. I would stop the string rather than leaving it ring the whole time. Just lightly touch the strings with your finger after you've played it. And then at Y, if you can't play it that fast, you can go. You can play just the notes that are on the beat to stay in time. And then on 425, that's E flat's a low one. You can stay in half position for all of that. D, E flat, F sharp would be 014. You don't have to shift for it. If you shift, you might not be in tune. So, and then back to. If you can do all of these down bows, that's great, because it's supposed to be loud. When you're doing that, you do what they call circle bowing. If you look at the button on your frog and watch it, can you make little ovals or circles with it? And then the tremolo. Just make sure you stop when everybody else stops. And that's the trick. One last thing about some of the rhythms in the waltz. There are places towards the end of lines, like before letter C, 4 measures, before letter J, 4 measures, some of the very end, where he does what's called a hemiola, where he's not, the beats are kind of off. Instead of going 1 2 3, he's going 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. So you might need to take a look at those real quick. That is before measure C, 4 measures. It's the count is 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. Same thing happens before letter J. 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. So if you'll play it with me, we'll go. So I'll count 2 measures. 1 2 3 1. Ready? Go. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. And if you can do up up, that helps too. It doesn't have to be up, up though. If it helps to just keep going back and forth, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. But 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Either way, it has to be on those counter, offbeats. And then at the end, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So don't miss those. Any other? I think that's about it for the rhythms. In general, we're mostly the metronome. We're the ones playing on the beat, and you'll hear some of the upper parts that do rhythms that are a little off or syncopated. Listen for what we're doing. My track is going to be solid on it. So have fun and enjoy this group. So are we ready to try and go through it all together? Remember, we'll count in. You'll listen to Tony count.
I will count in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we are off and running.
So are you ready? Listen for 1,
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, go.
off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Cadenza.
And just keep holding it. Now this is the part we're not playing.
Here comes letter A.
Here comes letter A.
3, 1, 2, A. Letter B. M. Letter N. This is slower.
That, then turn the page. We have a long time to wait on this one. So I'm going to actually skip ahead a little bit.
Letter R.
Letter R.
Letter S. Letter T. Letter U. Letter V. Letter W.
Double bar. X.
Letter X.
Double R.
Five bars. 2, 3, 4.
And on a down bow. And just freeze and hold your bow
There
there.
are 2 bars, 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, straight back.
And we're done.
Did you make it?